Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for this video, I am going to be showing you how I am going to dust my ends in order to kind of grow the layers out. So I often like to get lots of short and long layers, but as my hair grows longer, I notice it starts to make it look thin at the ends. And this is something that I'm trying to avoid, especially since my hair is still very kind of fragile after going through the curl rehab. Even though it's been very successful, I've just noticed that my hair just it's not the same. So I've decided to switch up the cut to see if that kind of helps visually with making it look a little bit thicker. So as you guys know, I have medium density hair, so my hair is not thin, but it's also not thick. So I use my cut and my styling methods to make my hair look thicker. So the method that I'm going to be using is a method that some of you are familiar with. It's been basically viral, but I'm going to switch it up just a little bit. And as you see, I'm dusting. So I'm going to call this more like unicorn dusting versus a unicorn cut, because I definitely wouldn't say this is a cut. And like I said, my goal is to kind of get everything to catch up. But yet you need to dust your hair in order to help your hair to grow, if that makes sense. You do not want to have, split ends, damaged ends. That's going to hinder your growth. So that is why I'm making sure to dust my ends. So as you see, I cut my hair normally as everybody has done with this cut, but then I made sure to use the tip of my shears to kind of feather out the ends because I don't want any too straight blunt lines. But I did that very gently just because this is the weight line of my hair, and you want this to be, I learned this from Nubia, the stylist who gave me my Rizo cut, and I'll have that linked for you guys. But she explained that having like a nice solid weight line is going to make your hair look thicker. So now I am doing another section because even though I'm trying to grow my layers out, I still need to trim them. And I know some of my hair is shorter than the rest of it, so I just want to make sure that I'm getting all of the areas that need to be trimmed and dusted, because as I'm styling, I have noticed like the little fairy knots that are on some of my ends, especially where the blonde is, and it just doesn't feel as smooth as I would like. So I'm doing another ponytail, and my part could have been a little bit more straight, but because I'm only cutting a little bit, I'm trimming a little bit, I wasn't too worried about it. So as you see, I used another hair tie, I slid that down, and now I am going to turn the scissors and cut this at an angle. And the reason I'm going to do that is, once again, I want to avoid having a very harsh straight line. So then I use the tips and feather that out and shake it loose just to make sure everything looks good. And then I'm going to move on and do one more section. So by angling the shears for these layers, to me, it gives it more of a smooth, cohesive, like everything flows together, versus sometimes I've noticed that if you have your shears too straight across when you're doing your layers, then sometimes the curls kind of lay you have like a staggered, more blunt effect of your layers than a more cohesive blend, if that makes sense. So if that's a problem that you've been having, try this method. I think it would really help. So I'm doing this last section, and I am going to use the same method. So I'm going to put this in a ponytail, and then I'm going to not do another hair tie for this one, just because I noticed that I'm trying to get this more even too, and it's not even at all. So I just decided to use my fingers, hold them at a slight angle, and then I'm just going to feather that a little bit, because I realized I didn't want to have to cut too much off because I am trying to grow everything out. So I was just like, let me blend this together better until they catch up a little more, and we'll go from there. So so here I'm just checking everything just to make sure that I'm not seeing like any split ends. And it's hard for you guys to see from this angle, but what I am doing is I'm actually like holding my ends up and I'm looking at them in the light. And this is helping me to make sure that I don't have any split ends. For me, it's just easier to like hold my ends up and look at the light to see if there's any areas that need to be dusted off. And then if I do see somewhere that needs to be dusted off, instead of just cutting off like one curl, as you see, I'm making sure to just always keep an angle, always keep that angle, and it's going to help with a more cohesive finish. So once I was done, I went ahead and styled my hair. And as you see, I have a new blow dryer that I've been trying out. And oh my goodness, it's amazing. I'll have a link below if you want to just go ahead and jump ahead and look at it. But I'll have a separate video for it coming up very, very soon. But I went ahead, styled my hair, and you guys are going to see the results. As you see, I didn't lose a lot of my length, but everything is looking more cohesive. I can definitely feel the difference, and that's my favorite thing about dusting my ends. And I've said this in my previous video. When you dust your ends, it's more so not about being able to see the difference. It's more so about feeling the difference. You're going to feel the difference in your hair. It's going to feel healthier, and it's going to style way easier. So these are the final results, and this is me just kind of checking out in the little three-way mirror. And like I said, I'm trying to just get all these layers to catch up. I think it's going to make my hair look way thicker, especially since I'm going for length. I really want to grow my hair to my waist. It's just been a goal that I've had for years. And now that my curls are feeling like they're 100% healthy again, I'm ready to start that journey. So I hope you guys are here for it. And I'm going to be sharing all types of tips on how I'm going to get my hair to grow faster and keep it healthy while getting it to the length that I want and also keeping the volume that I want. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll have links down below for some of my favorite product recommendations, and I'll also have the products that I use to style down below for you, just in case you're curious. An important thing that I forgot to mention earlier, make sure you're using very sharp hair cutting shears. Do not use the regular scissors that are in your drawer that you use for everything. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.